Hi there parents, I'm so sorry for what you guys are going through, and I thought I'd do something practical to help you guys. Today I'm going to show you how to diaper your baby or your toddler with items that can be found in your home. Now this isn't going to be pretty or fancy or best practice, and this is just going to be a quick and dirty overview on how to do it, but it's going to be practical and it's going to help you through this time where you don't know how you're going to stretch your disposable diapers far enough. You can use this in conjunction with your disposable diapers to stretch them a little further, or if you have none, you can use this on its own. I'm going to show you no fancy stuff, only things that I pulled out of the cupboard this afternoon. So let me show you how you can diaper your kid at home with stuff you can find in your cupboard. Okay, so what we're going to need to diaper our kid is a couple of elements. The first element we're going to need is absorbency. For absorbency, we need a fabric that is made of natural materials and not of synthetic materials. A cotton or a bamboo material is going to work best here. Synthetic fibers tend to repel water, and natural fibers tend to absorb water. Let me quickly show you an overview of different materials found in the home that can be used as an absorbent layer. Old towels can work really well as an absorbent layer. You can just cut it in squares. For a toddler about 70 by 70 centimeters, or for a newborn about 50 by 50 centimeters. This is an old 100% cotton towel, can work great. This is a flannel receiving blanket. A flannel receiving blanket is a wonderful option. You don't have to cut it. I'll show you how to fold it to use it. Here I've got a hooded towel, kiddie's bath towel. This is already a square, so this works wonderful. I'll show you how to fold it. Here I've got another stretchy bamboo blanket. You don't need to cut this, you can fold this. I'll show you how. And then what I also have here is a normal cotton t-shirt with short sleeves. I'll show you how to use this. And here I've got a normal adult long sleeved shirt. This can also work great. I'll show you how to use it. This is a cotton shirt as well. And then here I've got a face towel. This can work great as a booster. I'll show you how to fold it. Here I've got one of those mini burp cloths for over the shoulder. Works great as a booster. I'll show you how to use it. Here is a big square burp cloth. Great to use as a booster. I'll show you how to use it. Here I've got a normal microfiber cleaning cloth. I know this is a synthetic material, but it has great absorbency. It just tends to leak when it's compressed, so when your child sits down. So if your child is not very active yet, this is a great alternative. Or if your child is active, it can be used in conjunction with cotton to work really well. I'll show you how to use this. A normal kitchen dish towel can be used as a booster, or even a washcloth, cotton washcloth I have here. Okay, with absorbency, there's just one thing that I want to mention. The way the absorbency work is you can customize it to if your child pees a lot or doesn't pee a lot. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to make a shell, the thing that holds all of the absorbency together, and then we're going to use boosters or pieces of material to add more absorbency or more layers of absorbency to every nappy. So you can customize it. You can do a single booster, 2 boosters, or 3 boosters. You'll have to experiment. My son is 2 years old. For a whole evening we do a couple of layers. I'd say like 3 or 4 layers of boosting. But if you've got a younger child and you do a whole evening, maybe 2 layers is enough. I'd say that if you use the shell and 2 layers of boosting for a child older than 6 months, that should be fine. For a newborn, you can use a single layer of boosting because you change their nappy more frequently. So this is not like disposable diapers. you aren't going to get away with using one diaper for the whole morning before they go to nap, and then another if they don't poo, if it's only a pee nappy, and then one diaper for the whole afternoon stretch and one before they go to bed. You're going to use about 4 to 6 diapers throughout the day, because yeah, it only has so much absorbency. So constantly just check your child's bum to see if their clothes isn't getting wet yet, and then when the diaper is fully saturated, then you can swap it out for a new and fresh diaper. Now that we have absorbency covered, let's look at something to lock in the moisture to make sure that your child's clothes does not get wet. Let me quickly show you a couple of options that you can use as a diaper cover. Okay, so for the cover, we need something that will lock the water in, and it's going to be something actually that repels water. So something like a fleece blanket. This is minky fleece, which isn't ideal. Polar fleece is the ideal. This is polar fleece, the thing jammies are made of. Can work really well. So if you have these polar fleece pants, if you put this on over the diaper, it's not 100% leak proof. I'd actually put on 2 pairs at a time, but it will lock the moisture in so that it doesn't leak too much. You can also use a jammy top. I'll show you how to use the top, or you can cut up a blanket. I'm going to show you how to cut a piece of plastic when you use a top to put in between the 2 layers of the top, like this, so that you have a water repelling layer and then a water resistant or a waterproof layer as well. It does make a little bit of noise. Like I said, it's not ideal. You actually want something breathable yet waterproof against your baby's skin. This is not breathable, so it's not a long-term solution. But in a pinch, I think this is going to work great, because if you've got an active toddler that's just starting to stand up and falling down on their bum, the polar fleece alone is not going to be enough to keep all of that moisture in. The water is going to form that protective layer. Plastic, sorry, is going to form that protective layer, but then you're still going to have the polar fleece against the skin so that it's not an irritant. So I'll show you in the close-up when I do a diaper fitting for you how to put in the plastic layer. You can use any type of plastic. I've got a checker sock here, or a Ziploc bag, or this is just a normal baggie. If you guys live in a low waste or a low plastic household, something like a reusable bag also has that little bit more resistance, so you can cut one of these up to use. And then what I was thinking now is, if you've got a swim diaper can be rinsed out because it doesn't swell up like a normal diaper, right? So what you can do is you can use the absorbent layer, like the cotton that I'm going to show you, and put a swim diaper over it, and then use the swim diaper maybe for a whole day, because there's not going to get a lot of moisture into it. And then you can maybe rinse it out, put it on the line to dry, and use it as a cover maybe in a day or 2 when it's dry. I know it's not the best practice, but it can be something that can work really well in a pinch. Just make sure you rinse it out really well and hang it in the sun, because the sun kills any bacteria. The next element you'll need is a stay dry layer close to your baby's skin. Let me quickly show you what you can use for that. Close to your baby's skin, you want something that repels water. Something that works great and is really thin is something like athletic wicking jersey. This is what this material is called. This is just a workout top. It's that thin material with the little holes in it. You can cut it up in strips. You can do about 20 centimeters by 10 centimeters. I'll just look at the perfect measurements and just include them for you guys in the description or on the screen. But what you can do is you can just literally cut strips of this that you're going to put on top of the nappy so that it's dry close to your baby's skin. If you don't have a sports top like this, something like polar fleece or little fleece blanket that you have, or an old fleece top, if you cut a couple of strips, that can work well. You don't need more than 4 of these little strips, because you can just rinse them out quickly after every diaper, because they dry so quickly they'll be ready. So 2 to 4 of these strips will do the trick for you. And then lastly, if you're not a cloth diaper parent but a disposable diaper parent, you probably do not have a snappy at hand. So let me show you a couple of options to hold all of these contraptions together so that it stays on your baby. As I said, I don't think you guys have snappies at home. If you do, you can use this. This is a great option to hold together your whole contraption. But what you can also use is plain old nappy pins or safety pins. Just be careful when you use them not to push it into your baby's skin. But if you just put your hand at the back while you're putting it in, it's perfectly fine, because then your hand is a barrier. Just make sure you clip it in nicely so that it doesn't open, but it's completely fine to use. This is what was used on us and we were completely fine. Or you can make like a makeshift contraption. I thought of it this afternoon. You can take a piece of ribbon that will fit around your baby's waist and then tie another piece of ribbon onto it so that it forms a T. I'll show you what it looks like. Just make a double knot here at the back. So 1 knot and a second. Okay, so then it looks like a T, and then this part will go around baby's waist and this part will come up to the front, and you'll tie all the pieces together to hold the nappy together. I'll show you how to use it. And if you have none of those things, plain old duct tape or masking tape in a pinch can work. Just make sure it doesn't touch baby's skin, that you don't cause a reaction or irritation with that, but on the fabric it will be 100% fine. Now, all the cloth diaper forums would tell you to use special bum cream that does not include zinc and is made of natural materials, but you guys are in a pinch. You use whatever you can use to ensure that your little one's bum stays nice and soft and healthy. Just put in some elbow grease when you wash it to get that sink out of the cloth, because it might clog absorbency over the long run. But you guys are using this as a short-term solution, so I'm sure that it will not influence the absorbency and the effectiveness of your DIY diapers in any way. Now that we've looked at all of the elements that you can use to create a successful at-home diaper, let me show you a couple of ways on how to fold the fabric and how to put it on a doll, so that you can see how it will work fit-wise and how you can use it practically on a day-to-day basis. Okay guys, so let's start with the easiest one. Your shell is going to be a long sleeve t-shirt, because you're going to use the sleeves to knot together everything. You're going to just fold in the bottom of the t-shirt so that you create a little bit smaller of a leg opening. This is my dolly that I grew up with, so excuse the state that my dolly is in. Then what you're going to do is you're going to fold over this portion to be the correct length for your child, that the rise is fine to be under their navel. If you've got a smaller child, you can fold it 2 or 3 times, and then you're going to boost it with something. So you can boost it with a dish towel. What you're going to do is you're going to fold this towel in 3 and then in half. Now you've got a long strip, and this strip has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. So nice and many layers that you're going to put on this piece of fabric. And then if your child requires more boosting, what you can do is you can use something like a microfiber, and you're going to fold this. I think this one I'm going to fold in 4, in half, and then in half again lengthwise. I'm going to put this on here. For a boy, what you can do is you can fold it in half and place it in the front because the wet sewn is in the front. For a girl, you can place it in the middle because the wet sewn is in the middle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have your stay dry layer. So it's either going to be a little piece of fleece fabric or a piece of this athletic top that you cut up the same size as this. You're going to put on top of that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to roll this middle part in, place it over, and then pull up a little bit and fold over, pull up a little bit and fold over. And then what you can do is you can tie the arms. This is what makes the long sleeve top really great. Now you can just tuck this in here at the front. What is very important is that you jelly roll so that there's no gaps at the leg. So that means just rolling the fabric until it's a nice snug fit here around the bum. With this shirt, there's going to be a little bit of a gap. So what I suggest you do is just roll it in here at the back as well. Normally a diaper has a little elastic here at the back. So that's what you have there. So that's your absorbent layer. You've got your stay dry layer close to the skin, and then what you can do is you can take something like a jammy top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a small piece of plastic, or what you can do is you can use a checkers bag and just cut a strip or a Ziploc bag. Okay, so I'm going to put a piece of plastic in here between the layers. Okay, it's same as with the grown-up shirt for the absorbency. I'm going to not have to fold it. I'm just going to make sure it's around the legs, and I'm going to try and cover the majority of this absorbent fabric so that nothing is still exposed. I'm going to pull up on the arm and bring it over, pull a little bit up on the arm and bring it over, just so it's comfortable for your child, and then make a little knot. So for this one, you don't need a snappy, you don't need a pin, you only use the arms for absorbency. And yeah, it's doesn't look the best, but I don't think it looks too bad. It is a little bit bulky. You might just want to push down the front layer a bit so that it doesn't the moisture doesn't wick through here. But I think as a quick and dirty solution, this is a really easy go-to option. For a short sleeve t-shirt, it's going to be very similar. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to fold it in a bit. This is a much wider t-shirt. The other one was a little bit slimmer fit. And then what you're going to have is you're not going to have long wings to be able to, you're going to fold it in again. You're not going to have the long wings that will be able to tie together, but you're going to bring the wings in like this. Remember, you're going to do the boosting and the stay dry and everything just like the previous one, but here you're going to have a smaller wing to work with. So you're going to probably need our DIY diaper tying solution. You put the T on like this, so you're going to bring over your side pieces and then make a knot and then a little bow. Don't do a double knot, otherwise you're not going to get it untied. And then you're going to just tie this piece onto that one and also just make a little one-sided bow here. Okay, like that. Then it's easy to untie. Once again, like with the other t-shirt solution, just roll it in, but you're going to have this boosted and all of that. And then you can again do a jammy top cover, something like this, or like a normal fleece top cover. Or what you can do is you can just put over it a pair of polar fleece pants. So this would be a good solution as well, because then the pants and the ribbon would hold this solution together. Let me just show you. You guys know how to dress a baby, I'm sure of that. Okay, so this is also a solution. This is a solution with a a short sleeve top. Once again, you can inside of that shell, that t-shirt shell, you can boost it with a face cloth, or you can boost it with a burp cloth or anything like that. A burp cloth, that's a nice big square, I'd fold in 4 and then again in half. That's big absorbency right there. You can use, if you use a face cloth, fold it in 3 and maybe have 2 on top of each other. So yeah, all of that can work. So those are the t-shirt types. Now let me show you the folding types. You guys know when you use a disposable, as the disposable gets fuller, your baby's bum gets bigger. Now with cloth, your baby's bum is as big as it's going to get from the start, and then it's just going to absorb. So it's not going to get bigger, but it's going to be big from the start. So don't have a fright. It's not going to negatively impact your child's development or milestones in any way. It's completely fine to cloth diaper your child. Okay, so let me show you the folded alternatives. This is a hooded towel. What's great about it, it's already square. If you do cut up old towels, cut it in a square shape, then it's easier. You're going to fold it in half. Then you're going to take one corner here at the top and bring it over to this corner at the top. You're going to flip it over and you see here's a little square created, and you're going to fold it in and in, and there's your diaper. So now you're going to turn it around again. Okay, bring it in like this a little bit, then you can take your child, and then what you do is you still put your stay dry layer on top. This is that athletic shirt. You can cut that up, or you can do a cut up piece of fleece. These are many layers. For a small child this would be fine. If that's not enough, you can fold up a washcloth to put under your stay dry layer for even more absorbency. As many layers as you need, like we discussed. Now you're going to pinch this inside as small as you can get it and bring it up, pull the wing up and bring it down, and then pull the wing up and bring it down. This time I think we're going to use a safety pin. This is quite a thick fabric, so let me get a safety pin ready. Yeah, okay, it opens up like this, and then just make sure your hand is here at the back, and then you go through a layer or two of the back and the front, and Bob's your uncle. There you have it. Just hook it in again. Sorry, I'm not well versed with safety pins, but there you go. Once again, jelly roll, jelly roll, jelly roll, jelly roll, jelly roll, to make sure that it's a snug fit and won't leak around the legs. And then you can cover once again with a pair of fleece jammy pants, or 2 pairs, or what you can do is you can use a fleece top, and I can put that on the inside, and you can use the arms to tie. So this is going between the legs. Let's do this maybe the other way around, that we get more coverage. Let's not make the hood as folded in as much, because this is quite a big diaper. So let's just make the hood cover the back, that we have more fabric to play with in the front. That looks better. And we'll bring the arm over, and we'll bring the arm over to tie. This isn't ideal. As I see now, it doesn't cover all of the nappy, and you want to cover more of the nappy. So with something like this, you'd probably rather cut up a layer of your fleece blanket in a triangle, something like this. It's going to be a big bum, guys, but it's going to work. Or fold it in a triangle, or cut it up in a triangle, so that you have your triangle to bring up through the legs, and then your wings are going to come over like this, and then you're going to use another safety pin on this. This is huge. If you cut the blanket smaller, it will definitely not be as bulky, but this is also a great solution. And then I've got one more to show you guys. Okay, so the last method I'm going to show you is going to be also a folding method, but it's going to be much trimmer than the towel I just showed you. You're going to use a flannel receiving blanket. What I've done is, you know, they normally come in a rectangular shape, so I've just folded in a piece of it to make sure that it is a square shape. Then I'm going to fold it over once again, just like we did with the towel, and we're going to bring one of the ends over to form this triangle. When we then flip it over like this, we then can fold in, and fold in the absorbent layer. What I'm going to do to add a waterproof layer is I'm going to lift up here. You see there's a little pocket in there. Just there at the absorbent layer, I'm going to put a piece of plastic in there, nice and snug in between the layers. Like I said, this is normal plastic. You actually want something breathable, but as a short-term solution, this is great. I'm going to compress this little part and make it a little bit flatter and smaller. I'm going to take baby, and what you are going to do is you're going to boost it with something like a burp cloth that I've folded here in fourths. You're going to put your stay dry layer on, a piece of fleece that you've cut up, or a piece of athletic shirt that you've cut up. Okay, you're gonna bring your middle part up. I'm just gonna fold this over a bit. Let's just move that down a bit. Okay, bring that up, nice and trim between the legs, pinch it so that it's small. Bring your wing up and down, and bring your wing up and down. Then you're going to pin it. You actually want to try and get 1, 2, 3, all 3 of the layers. So if you pin somewhere here, that you go through the top 2 sides and then through the bottom layer, that is a good place to pin. Just make sure it's nice and closed. I pushed it in the back so that it doesn't touch against baby's skin. I'm going to jelly roll. Oh, there's a good idea. You see there's a gap here at the leg. Gonna roll the fabric in like that to get rid of any gaps. On the other side the same. Okay, nice and trim fit. You've got your layer of plastic. That's like a first line of defense, and now you can put on your pair of fleece jammy pants or tracksuit pants that's made of fleece over this whole contraption that you have here. It's much trimmer than with our towel version. And there you go, receiving blanket, easy. The nice thing about these receiving blankets are they dry really quickly, so you don't need as many, because when you wash them they dry in half a morning. So yeah, that's the easy DIY versions of the cloth nappy that you can do at home. So for washing your diapers, I'm going to give you the quick and dirty overview of how to do it. For exclusively breastfed babies, their wee and poo is completely water soluble. So you can put a cloth diaper into your machine on the rinse cycle, rinse out the pee and woo, completely water soluble, and then wash the diapers on a cotton cycle for at least an hour with the maximum amount of detergent. So the amount of detergent that is listed on the packaging for heavily soiled clothing. Then for children that is already eating solids, their wee is water soluble, but their poo is not water soluble. So what you want to do, I've got our travel solution here. This is a cake scraper. You can take a piece of cardboard or a piece of plastic and you scrape the poo off into the toilet. Give it a quick rinse in the sink to get off the worst part of the poo, and then you put it in your washing machine, put it on a rinse cycle to get all the pee and poo out, and then when that's rinsed out, you put it on a heavy cotton cycle for at least an hour with the amount of detergent specified on the box for heavily soiled materials. So It's very easy, it's nothing complicated. Just make sure for children on solids that you rinse out the majority of the poo into the toilet before you wash it, otherwise it will clog up and gunk up your washing machine. It's that simple. If you want to save water, you can, instead of rinsing in your machine, rinse in your baby's bath water. So what you do is you put the nappies in there and